Hello and good morning, everybody. This is Margaret with Xanadu Art Studio, and I wanted to do a little re-swatch of these beautiful Nila Colori handcrafted watercolors, and they're made from all natural pigments, stone and plants and such, and I love them so far. Well, I just love them. That's it. It's not so far. That's it. I just love them. Look at, I got 12 colors. Look at how bright and beautiful their colors are. Lots of saturation, gets wet real quick. But today, since I already did a video of this yesterday, well, in the part of the video, I actually froze. So then I wasn't able to continue. I tried to continue, but there's one major thing that you're gonna notice in that video versus this video. So I wanted to really kind of talk about being an artist with ADHD, and really it's something embarrassing for me, but I don't want it to be anymore. But I've been watching a lot of great YouTube self-help videos for people with ADHD, and I'm trying to just completely overcome that because I'm going to tell you, it's every time I want to do a video, it's so hard for me to become organized. And a lot of times, when I want to do a video, I can line up 15 videos that I want to do. And then because I can't make up my mind, I end up wasting my whole day and not doing a video. Another thing that happens to me is I can start a project. So let's say I'm checking email. I check, if I'm checking email, but I could turn around, I could look at something, get an idea, grab it, start doing it, forget everything that I was supposed to do. And it happens over and over and over several times throughout the day. I always have everything uncompleted. And this is my actual state right now because I am not on meds. Now, I left that video up, and I'm going to leave that video up for everybody to kind of go back and see the person that I am with meds. I am slower. I'm not able to really communicate well. And you know, I'm just not that. I love everybody all of a sudden when I'm on it, and I'm just, you know, it's that way. It slows me down. It slows me down so I can complete tasks. And in that way, I can complete tasks. But then in another way, I'm kind of very mellow, can't communicate well. You know, sometimes I'm not even very artistic when I take it. And so most often I have to say that I don't take it like I'm supposed to be taking it because I don't want to be that way all of the time. I happen to like when I'm in this kind of crazy mode. So usually that's at night. I take it, you know, after I've eaten dinner, and I start slowing down. But for some reason yesterday I really wanted to swatch these colors because I was so excited about receiving them. But I found that, you know, and regardless, I feel like I'm still all over the place. Like I can't, you know, keep a straight, you know, some communication about only one thing. Like, I'm making this painting, my communication is only about this painting, and the only way I'd be able to do that is be able to do a script and then follow that script and just record a video and do it in like a sped up version. But regardless, I find myself really, that's it, it's in the evening when I do the emails and but when I wake up and I drink my coffee and I get going and the medicine is worn off because I slept through the night, and this is how I am in the morning. But I mean, there's good sides and downsides to this. Yeah, I'm always crazy. One way or another, I feel like, I just can't, maybe communicate. And it's so much so that I want to do it. But the only way I'm going to be able to kind of really do it is, in the past, I've had trouble making these videos because of those things, or I've been unreliable. I can't do it on time. I do have a Patreon. I started with that. I got a small group, and I'm I'm working it. I'm working on it. So the girls I have love the things that they've learned so far, and they are just dolls. So I have to thank them so much. They've been with me from the beginning, and a lot of times what I would do is I make my own watercolors too, and I love to review other people's watercolors. And for me, every single one of the watercolors I review has a place in my life because I'm a watercolor connoisseur. So, I just wanted you guys to kind of notice the difference between today's video and what I actually posted yesterday. And I wanted to leave that up because then I think you guys could see a clear understanding of maybe what ADHD can be like. And, in future videos, I will show you kind of, my studio space, how I can, in these moments right now, I could have a completely clean studio because, when I took the medicine, I was able to pick everything up, clean everything up. But then I woke up in about 3 hours, it'll be trashed. And I will have about 10 projects out. No joke. And I will only finish one, but I will be working on all 10 and doing all sorts of things. So it's crazy for me. So what happened was I started selling watercolors, and I got really excited. I was selling a ton of watercolors, a few, awesome YouTubers reviewed them, and hopefully they love them and they use them, and I think they do. But I got really excited. I got a lot of orders, and then all of a sudden my head started going really fast, and I went and ordered, like, half pans, gems, little jars, all kinds of stuff to actually store watercolors in. And then what I found was all these orders were coming in. Now I had to fulfill all those orders. I was literally sitting on the floor and crying and dreading doing it all. I'm so happy that all the orders came in, but the thing is that I didn't take into consideration what I'm capable of. And so what I did was I ended up selling all that overhead. And I was trying to do the fluffy, foofy packaging to make it really nice. Trying to soup that up a little bit. But what my original idea were these aqua dots, okay? So these aqua dots here are huge. Ugh, That's a big pile of dots. Fits right in this box. So it's a monthly subscription box, okay? So you get the box. On the box, I put a beautiful piece of my artwork. On the inside of the box is a card with a color chart that I've already made for you. And a ATC card with this this right here was made with all these colors. So it gives you an idea of, what you can achieve with these colors here. And I always, so this is the November Aqua Dot box, but it's more for like the December Christmas. So the October one was for the November Thanksgiving, and so on and so forth. And then I also love to throw in some extra fun stuff to make you try that with your watercolors. Okay, so I always throw in that kind of idea. So this is actually what you get with the watercolors in the box, but they're still wet. I just put a dry one in here. This is the one I've been playing with. Okay, so you get that, and the thing is that none of this stuff you will throw away. Okay, well, maybe you will something, but you'll get the box. The box is regiftable, and look at how thin it is. Everything fits in there. You can stick it in your journal. Okay, you can stick it in your journal, you can throw it in your purse, whatever. And so it comes with, you can collect the ATC card. You can add it to a card front and send it out and gift it to somebody else. Okay, so then the 6 colors that you use, what's great about this is it's a teaching tool. So sometimes you're going to get colors that you wouldn't normally pick yourself. However, if you stick to these 6 colors and you use them for the entire month, okay, you may learn to love something about them. Also, you can learn a little bit about color mixing. Reason being is because if you have watercolors, I, would dare you to literally try to mix almost the same color I have here. This, and the thing is, it teaches you about that color mixing so you can achieve that color for yourself every time. And every single one of these colors are possible to be mixed because they are mixed myself. Okay? I have mixed them myself. So you can definitely mix them. I don't keep color recipes, so don't ask, well, I can probably show you how to mix them on my own, but I really don't keep color recipes because I use a lot of different pigments and I use them from, different sources. So, obviously they don't have pigment numbers. And if you really wanted to use them professionally, since they are handcrafted watercolors, I would do your own light fast test. Okay, and that's just as easy as, putting a swatch of the color right on watercolor paper, cover up one side, and go ahead and put them in the window for a couple of months and let that natural source of light hit it so you can see if there's a drastic color change or not. And if there isn't, then that's great. Then use that in your things that you're going to sell. All right. That's just something that I can't do because that would be too much and it would overwhelm me. Keeping the pigment numbers and the color recipes, that would overwhelm me. And that's why I've made it just simple for myself. And the thing is, this box is $10 a month and you get that much watercolor. That's a lot of watercolor. But however, the reason is they're professional quality watercolors, but you don't, I don't have the overhead. So since I don't have the overhead and I'm not doing a lot of floofy packaging, okay, I'm putting it on a piece of watercolor paper. I got a watercolor print here, a watercolor print here, and a couple of dots, and I can pass on all that savings to you. Ta-da! And that's why it's not expensive. And, recently I've been buying some handcrafted watercolors from a lot of people. online, and those prices are absolutely outrageous. And I feel like you're paying for a lot of uh, other fluff that is trying to make you see past uh, that price, okay? Because you have to think maybe somebody who is likes that kind of stuff thinks, oh, I got a great deal. Look at all the stuff that I got, and I look at it as I would have rather had more watercolor, or you know what I mean, or maybe a better tin, or and because they put in so much other stuff that I'm not going to use. And that's what drives me crazy. So I'm a really big person about that kind of conservation. And so if you are and you want a challenging, you know, a subscription box to get yourself and to even help familiarize yourself with more color, some color mixing, color theory. This is great for you, and it makes you think outside of the box, because a lot of times you look at your palette, you go for those same colors, it's the same thing, and then you at times have this lull and you lose that inspiration. Well, with these, you're always being challenged. Every single month, you're being challenged. There's a lot here. You can put them into a watercolor palette if you like. You could keep it in here. You could regift these two items. And really, the only thing you threw away is this, but you might not even want to throw that away because that kind of gives you some great color mixes also. So maybe that's something that you want to even keep in addition to your ATC that I send you. So there you can kind of see how I am and how creative I can be and my thought process without medication. So this is the real me. So on that medication, it is not the real me. However, it allows me to complete tasks that I really absolutely need to do. So like say I have several appointments the next day and I'm not going to be just at home working for myself, doing all these things, then that would be a day that I take it during the day so I can calm down and do those things. And so it's always been difficult for me to make these videos. Oh my God, I always feel like a fool. And I've done it during different times, some without meds, some with meds. But kind of, I'm just sick of being scared. Okay, sick of being scared of just showing you guys all the cool stuff that I know how to do. And I really want to share that with the world. So let me get this out of the way. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about this cute little thing. So guess what? So this, I actually found they have these at the Dollar Tree. And they're all wood. They're already made. And I thought, oh my God, what would be a cute intro for like my videos? Don't you love that? And I made a little, and I made that. And all I did was I cut it out of paper and then I put that thick embossing powder on it, the clear stuff, and I heated it up, and then I got some core watercolors out of my little thing, did that, and oh, this is what I do because I poured a fresh one. See, that's what the hyperness is like, and how I can literally trash my room and dive into 1,000,000 things. So I have to get this out of the way, and I have to do that in a calm manner, and I have to be aware of it. Okay, so it's away. So yeah, the Dollar Tree has these. I did that. And then I just use a toothpick and some, like, I don't know, what is that kind of, I don't know, it's like a craft string I use. And then I glued it onto the tip. I painted it black and I cut out my little logo there. I think I'm going to use some, I think I'm going to use some, and then I stained it. I have this type of stain right here, this color wash stuff from Tattered to Angels. I'll try to remember everything, every part of this, and see if I can just put a list. You might have to look for it yourself, but I'll list all the products that I use. And right now, I set myself up to do one of those Amazon affiliate things where I can just put the links down there, and then if you buy that product through Amazon, I get a little kickback, and it doesn't cost any more to you or anything like that. So I'm setting that up, and I'll do that. And if you know, you do, thank you. I also have a Patreon, so if you're interested in learning all kinds of techniques and having fun, because my Patreon is in a Zoom meeting. So when you're in a Zoom meeting, I get to see all your work all at the same time, and there is no chat. We get to talk freely, and it's so cool. And it's really fun. It's not expensive. I send you a free watercolor every single month, a new one, and it's a half pan, so I only make half pans available to my patrons. Okay. But I wanted to show you that because I loved what I did this morning. Oh, it's so cute. And I plan on doing a whole lot more, so I wanted to make like this shadow box and make it like my art room and look like my art room. So that is the beginning of it, and you'll get to see as that progresses what it looks like. So anyway, here are the colors. So what I love about this is it came in this nice wood box. Okay, so here are the colors. And then you get this, it's a really good like comparison of what these, can you see that? I mean, you can really honestly see you know, look at that match. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm out of the picture. See that match? This red one here, see that match? Let's see, this that right there. Do you see that match? So it is literally like a very accurate, it's on a piece of watercolor paper itself, but you could, you know, it is printed, but I can't believe how accurate they got the colors to look. So they're all beautiful, and they're all this vibrant, and they're all natural. And then what I did was I used that waffle flower stencil or stamp that is it's a what do you call it? It's a Swatch stamp. Okay. And in the first video, I put the links to that, so where you could get that from Waffle Flower. And then what I did was I took some embossing powder, or I actually put it in embossing ink, which is the Versamark clear embossing ink. I stamped that, and then I used embossing powder to kind of make them more like, you know, embossed, obviously, where I can better keep them inside the box. And like it was fun. But what I'm going to do for you right now, because I didn't get to finish swatching everything, I wanted to do just a real quick swatch, and then maybe do a little, you know, a little painting or something, you know. And then it only came with a business card, this box, which is pretty awesome. I like it. It slides on here. And then they actually come stuff, it like this foam is down at the bottom. If I wanted to, I could take that foam out, but they've put it in there to make it pretty sturdy. I don't know if they've glued it in there, but they might have. But if I wanted to, I could always rip that out. I could always take a piece of magnetic strip with adhesive on the bottom. I could glue that down, and then I could actually literally order more colors from Nila Colori, put some little magnets on the bottom of that, and actually have this great box and put a latch on it, decorated, all that stuff. You'll be able to see that in the future because that's something that I really wanted to do. So again, let me just do a quick swatch for you guys. And I'm not gonna stamp, but I am gonna knock everything over right now. All right. So let me do that. I'm gonna get closer here for you so you can kind of see it. And I will name the colors for you as I do it, okay? So let me get my jar. Dee-dee. Oh, I better put it in a place where I can reach it. Okay. So this first color that we have here is, it says weld yellow. I don't know if they meant like wild yellow. But they name it a little bit something different on the website. A couple of names are different. I'm not sure why, but that doesn't matter to me. These are just gorgeous. Let me see if I'm on the right side of the watercolor paper. Okay, I am. And I'm just using some bead paper, and I'm using just a little tiny Winsor & Newton #2 brush. So there is that weld yellow. And if you could see, I mean, I barely touched it. These were completely dry. I haven't used them at all today. So they dried overnight, and I just touched it with some water. I didn't pre-wet them or anything. And yep, there you go. And then if you could see here, what I did was I put the black line over it, and it actually says that this one has a #4 for transparency, and it really doesn't. So there are two that I would consider semi-transparent. And I think it was... I don't remember which one it was. I think it looked a little bit darker when it was wet. But as you can see, all the other ones, and I laid it on thick, are very transparent. However, they are actually, and I would think, and that's why I think they are, is because in their highly staining, this one was like the best one and wasn't. This one was a little bit less. There are a couple of them, but they are staining, but that's good because for me, I like to know what sets of colors do I have that are staining, what sets of colors can I use that are glazing, and you can use these, they're staining and they're glazing, so it's really great for certain paintings. My watercolors all have this signature, I put interference and micas and stuff in there, but in very little amounts. However, when you add interference or mica into, well, not so much interference, but a little bit more on the mica, when you add that to the watercolors that you make, it allows the mica allows the color to be moved around a little bit easier, picked up a little bit easier. So still, my watercolors have a place, but they don't belong in everybody's painting. They, you know, I like to use them in combination with other colors. But I have a lot of companies, you know, or products that are like that, where I feel like everyone has a place. Like I know in the back of my mind, okay, oh, these are really staining. Okay, so I'm gonna grab these. You know, these are really, oh, I can pick these up really good. You know, no matter what kind of paper they're on. So I always keep that in mind. Okay, and that's why I like them all. I like that it only came with this stuff. I had nothing to throw away except the package, you know, the bubble package that was in. That's it. I love that. I love that I didn't have to, if I didn't have to have it in that bubble package and I could just get, I mean, that would even be better, you know, or maybe a reusable box. I have no idea, you know, I think that's up to the post office to come up with things like that. But yeah, I love that it was just, it came that simple. And these were all things that I was going to keep and use. So I was so happy with that. I love how it's in this little box and it's got that, and I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. But that one's beautiful. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to just tell you that one was Urcolano Red. Now it looks orange. It is orange, but it's Urcolano Red. And I don't, Urcolano Orange is more, the actual Urcolano Orange is kind of fluorescent looking, almost creamy fluorescent, weird. So that's their Urcolana Red. Okay, and then the next one is Shadowland, but it's like a raw umber, right? Yeah, a raw umber. Okay, and but they call it Shadowland. So that's it. And but it's so pretty. Do you see how bright and how they just got milky right away. So I really, really love them. I can only, this one is, it's cochineal magenta, if that's how you say it, because I don't know. So it's so, so beautiful. It really is. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, and the next one is Robia Red. I have no idea what Robia Red is. I've actually never, ever heard of it. But two, I feel like it's a little bit like a maroon, if you can see. That's what I would call it. You know, I am not a person that's good with, you know, speaking all the terms and things like that. You'll have to go find Denise Soden and Sadie Saves the Day, and they are really, really good at explaining different brands and their pigments and the colors and things like that. So if you're looking for that, that's where you're going to have to go for it. All right, so, and Denise Soden, I think it's her YouTube is in liquid color. So if you needed to know. Only because I won't remember to put everything down in the description. So if there's something I didn't add and you have a question, please feel free to ask me the question or ask me for a link. And that one was Yellow Earth, Yellow Ochre. Okay, so that's what they call it though. Okay. And then the next one is Malachite, I think it's called. I'm not absolutely sure. I know I have this one in Daniel Smith, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe do I have it in my book? Just for giggles. Just want to see if I have that swatched out because I keep a binder of all this kind of craziness. I actually did make a color like that. So I thought I did, but then I didn't. So if you could see, I made that after dinner mint. So I do have a pan of that because I always save a pan of, and that's what I had called it. And wow, if that, I mean, I matched it completely, literally. And so, you know, this is what I mean about these, you know, trying to mix colors that are given to you each and every month, kind of like a test. Okay, can I mix that color? And that just helps you so, so much more. And then just wanted to see if there was one I had in here. Let me get to my, oh, greens, there you are. Okay. Okay, so yep. So there is one like this, but this one is very pearly, and it's called Fuchsite. Maybe it's the same. I don't know. Not exactly. This is genuine, so not exactly sure. This one has a lot of mica in it. So these are what mine actually all are kind of like, but not this highly reflective, or I don't feel like it. They are. But they could be to some people. So you have to keep that into consideration when, you know, looking for something like that. So there's that. It's really cool. It's hard to figure out. If you look here, you know, it's like all of the other colors kind of take over that color. So I think it's a color, because I like to drop colors next to each other. Instead of doing a color chart that's normal, like you would mix the color to see what colors you get, you know, I do that before I do a painting so I can use less colors. And that's how I make my color choices for my painting, making sure that I can mix those colors to get as many of the colors that I need for that painting. So that's when the mixing jar comes in. It's before every painting. But when I get a set of colors, I want to know how staining they are. I want to know how translucent they are, and I want to know what they look like dropped next to each other. So I like to do this color dropping chart, and that's what I call it. Okay? And for me, it's a lot more fun to see those beautiful, natural, mingling mixes. All right? Yeah, I got sloppy down here. I started getting really tired, huh? Okay, so next one is... Okay, so the next one is Burnt Shadowland, which is burnt sienna. Maybe this one's the burnt umber and that one's a sienna. I don't know. I named all these in the previous video, so look, I didn't put it in order. Who cares? Who cares? So yeah, this is what I kind of have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, is my crazy mind. And I'll even show you after this how many things, or just give you a little idea of how many things I actually, no, I love that, and that's indigo. I love those dark colors. I love that dark brown. I love that red. I love that. I love every one of these. These, you know, I think you should get. I really, really do. Okay, and then this one is Lapis Lazuli, and it's the actual real thing. And I have the genuine one in the Daniel Smith as well. And I wonder what they look like compared next to each other. That would be cool. And these are Italian watercolors, like I said in the beginning of the other one. And I don't really do all this great, you know, work in, you know, educating myself everything about every single color and doing all that kind of stuff. So like I said, those are there's a couple other great YouTubers that already do that sort of thing for you. So with me, you'll just kind of get to have some fun with the craziness, ups and downs, and kind of maybe be a little bit more secure yourself if you're an artist with ADHD and it's really tough for you, and maybe you want to do this sort of thing, but you've struggled the same way I have, just to maybe make a video, keep attention on things, know what to say. You don't have to be perfect, and I am the kind of person, and this one is Ultramarine Violet, that one was, and then the next one is Maya Green. And so you don't, you know, don't be ashamed of, you know, being misunderstood. And the thing is that with people like us, the only way we get good at something is when we're hands-on with it. You know, there's only so much, you know, visual or verbal training that we can get that makes us good at something. So the only thing that's going to make us, or make me, good at this is actually doing it. Actually doing it, actually leaving it alone. That's why I do live videos or recorded videos. I don't do voiceovers, because then I will completely, I will lose that. And if it's something that doesn't interest me, I just won't do it. So I know that other people can sit there for a whole day and watch their whole video over again and cut out all the yucky spots or whatever spots, or spots that they didn't like what they said, and then replace it with other things, whatever. I don't have that kind of patience at all. Zip, zero. It's not there. Okay, maybe in the future I will be, because then I will be more comfortable doing this sort of thing. But the only way I'm going to know that is to just do this and not be so scared. So I really want to thank a lot of those people out there on YouTube that, you know, have talked about ADHD, and I've been really watching them. And it is because of them, honestly, that I stopped feeling, or I'm going to stop feeling bad about my videos, bad about, you know, wanting to share something bad about not being perfect, da 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 da. I always have paint all over my hands, so you will never see pretty fingernails on me. And I actually was a nail tech for, that was like my first job for years and years and years at, what was it called? Something Paradise, whatever. It was a tanning place in a nails place. So yeah, that was like my first job ever, and I could still do it, but I don't want to. So that's that. Now let me see. I'm gonna put this up, so now, because you guys saw those colors, and just maybe give you an idea of some things that I'm working on, even in my Patreon. So this is one of the things I'm working on my Patreon. Okay, so what this is taking rusty things that you have, and actually you're going to rust them more because you're going to throw down a bunch of color and a bunch of salt. And basically what this is supposed to be, it's supposed to be like you're looking inside a tree. Okay, so you're looking inside this tree, and right here is this beautiful bulb where I'm gonna create this, this sort of 3D snowy effect. So that is so fun to do. And that's it. Just throw down salt, water, and color, and you're going to rust these things, and you can use them over and over and over again. Just be careful and make sure you got your tetanus shot. So that's a cool thing that I've been working on, as well as so what I do is often and I do mixed media, I do watercolor, and I have so many things and so many fun things, like that little desk. I love doing stuff like that and showing people how to do stuff like that, and the shadow boxes and such. And then there's some things that I put away for years, right? Years. And then I find it and I pull it out and I want to do it then. And what I did here was, even though I did it on regular, like, mixed media paper in a big book, what I did was I put a Daniel Smith watercolor ground on everything here. And so that's going to give me a lot of texture, and I'm going to be able to add a lot of fluid to this. And now I can finish it because I felt like finishing it because I found it. Sometimes I don't find things for years and years and years and years and years. I'm trying to think other things here that I like to do that I can show you. I have like everything out. Okay? Everything. So another thing I like to do is make watercolors, right? And I actually find these little cigar boxes, and you can actually go to all those convenience stores that sell the cigars, and you can ask them, and they will give you their cigar box. Some people give them to you. Some of those guys give them to you. Some of those guys, you can just say, hey, I'll give you $2 a box, and they will sell you every one. And that is a great craft. You could do anything with that, right? And then another fun thing, this was the recent Patreon that I painted with the girls. So they love doing that. They posted their stuff on YouTube, and it's so cute, and I'm so proud of them. And so I taught them a bunch of cool techniques. And let's see. God, I got so much. But this is the thing. I have covered all of my stuff up, and it's everywhere. It is everywhere. So I'm trying to think. Some of the cool stuff I can show you, but you know what? I can't because I don't know where to put it. All right, that's my life. That is my life. And now you can see the difference of how I am on medication and off medication, and why I need both. I need both because I need to be me, and right now I'm me, but I can't keep focused. I've got my eyes move very quickly, and I could be doing something else in a moment. Like, I mean, seriously, I could have company, and I'm sitting there talking to company, and I'm like, oh, I walk in my room to get something, and I could literally sit down and forget about the company that's over and just start doing something else. And that has been so tough on me over the years, because I've kind of now, I have a small group of friends that knows me, and I've kind of secluded myself into my profession here. And like like you're dying to get out of the box, and that's why I wanted to do this so bad, because at least this gets me out of the box. And so hopefully I just get better and better at it, and I share more and more stuff with you. And I really do hope you give me a thumbs up if you do like this video. It's going to help me so much. And if you hit that bell, you'll be notified of when I get on live, because it could definitely be random. So you're going to want to hit that bell. And then, let's see, what else? Oh, leave a comment below. Because what I am doing is I want to just kind of reward my viewers by doing, like every 100th viewer. So you kind of got to watch, you can kind of anticipate maybe you're going to be the one. So every 100th viewer, and that means every single 100th viewer at 100, at 200, at 300, I am going to send something to. Okay, so I need that 100th viewer, though, to actually put a comment below. Okay, that it doesn't matter. You can say your video sucks. I don't care. I'm still gonna send you some. Okay, so, and I just don't even follow those kind of things. I'll try to answer everything. But if you're just one of those people that always has negative things to say, guess what? I honestly don't care. So go to someone who does care, because I won't even acknowledge it. So, but yeah, thank you so much. And I can't wait to do the next video. So see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.